Busted Open.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Live now.
Busted Open on a Tuesday. Dave LaGreca and WWE Hall of Famer, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Mark, how the hell are you?
New York City! Top of the world, ma! I'm back, baby, with a vengeance. I've always been Mark Henry. That's the difference between me and your typical wrestler.
The world's strongest man, Mark Henry!
I was the strongest man in the world, and I got to portray the strongest man in the world. I just want people to come away knowing a little bit more about me, and I want people to understand why I did some of the things I did. That's what I do!
Mark Henry has been a fixture in sports entertainment for over 2 decades. His journey was a showcase of heart, perseverance, and dominance.
Oh my Lord!
Now, relive his Hall of Fame career from record-breaking amateur powerlifter to WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer to Global Ambassador. This is the story of Mark Henry, the world's strongest man.
Thank you, Mark. Come on. Come on, let's do it now. Come on, Mark.
Toughness is not just a physical toughness, it's a mental toughness. I wanted to outdo what I did yesterday. And I actually was able to do what I thought was almost impossible.
Mark Henry just got the world record at 800 pounds, exceeding the previous record by 7 pounds.
I feel like I'm the strongest human that ever lived. Well, I think I was tailor-made for lifting. I think God just put me on this earth to be that guy. I grew up, Silsbee is a city where there's more animals than people. I started my sporting career lifting weights to get strong for football. And we created a powerlifting team at my high school because of me. I didn't know that I could make a career out of it. I wasn't doing it for a career. I wasn't doing it to make money. I was doing it because it made me feel special.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I felt like every time I did it, it was like breathing. Wow, man, I'm somebody.
Mark Henry was more than somebody. He was a champion. By age 21, Mark Henry had broken multiple powerlifting records and was on his way to the 1992 Olympic Games.
It takes a whole community to raise a child. I don't care if it's white, black, blue, or green. If you need to love, a child need to know that it's loved. Mark know he's loved by the people in Silsbee.
My city is very prideful. I was training really, really hard, so I didn't have a job. People think that Olympic athletes are wealthy, and we weren't. I was struggling just to be able to go and eat wherever I wanted to go eat.
As you know, we come from a small community, and our community is a loving community. It's combined. When anything needs to be done, we get it done.
And my city, they raised money so I could train. Little cans, every restaurant, club, store.
What kind of an individual is so beloved by everyone in a town that they all raise money for him to go to the Olympics? When you spend time with Mark, you know, you just realize, like, damn, he is a really good person.
To be an Olympian means that you were one of the 600 greatest athletes in the United States. It's still hard to fathom that it happened.
Participating in the Olympics was a hard-earned achievement for Mark Henry. But it would not have happened without the tireless effort and support of his hometown that still drives him to this day.
That's another reason that I had the successes that I had, is because I was never gonna let people down that went to battle for me. The infamous Terry Todd.
Feel good about it. Good, good, good. Go inside yourself. Stay in there. Come on.
I don't think that there would be a Mark Henry if there wasn't a Terry Todd. Terry was the father to me that I didn't grow up with.
Terry is squeezing my head through the camera. Let's zoom in on Terry.
Terry was always joking and trying to pull the wool over your eyes to entertain himself. One of the people that had unbelievable influence on my career.
Hit this good, hit this right in the groove, and I would say call it a day.
And you never have to thank your mom and dad. They know. But multiple times when I won competitions, had breakthrough moments in my life, I had somebody to share it with.
We're gonna handle that at the end.
That's right, that's right.
With the help of his friend and mentor, Mark Henry once again qualified for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta.
I like to stop and talk, but I got an appointment with history.
One day I was in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center, and I walked down the hall and somebody said, "Hey man, Mark, telephone." "Hey, this is Vincent McMahon. Is this Mark Henry?" And I was like, "Yeah, Wes, all right, click." And he called back and he laughed his ass off. He was like, "You know what, that's not the first time I've been hung up on." And we talked for probably 20 minutes, and I'm so embarrassed now. I'm like, am I gonna get to meet Yokozuna? Am I gonna get to meet The Undertaker? And, you know, just a real fan talking to Vince McMahon. I'm sure he thought, what a mark, literally and figuratively. Put me on a plane the next day. I went to Stanford. Vince took me to his office, and wow. And there's Andre's boot. And I was like, can I touch it? And he was like, yeah, like, go ahead, don't break it or anything. And I got to touch all this stuff, man. It was just like, I was done. I would have signed for $2. Sorry, Vince. I got one of the richest guaranteed contracts in pro wrestling history to that point.
Here's Mark Henry, the strongest man in the world, ladies and gentlemen, on his way to the Olympics.
I was nervous. I didn't want to fail, on top of the fact that I didn't want to let everybody down.
That's supposedly the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Especially Vince, because I didn't want him to look like a fool for signing this young kid that had never wrestled.
Wait a minute! No! No! Oh! Oh! Put me down! Put me down!
Mark Henry came in against Jerry Lawler, and he came in on a really good deal. I think it was a 10-year deal, if I'm not mistaken.
He is the newest member to our family here in the World Wrestling Federation. I'd like you to please welcome the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Mark, I don't think, understood the business well enough to know what was given to him at that time.
It's a backbreaker! The King wasting no time in submission!
I got a lot of heat. There were guys that I'm friends with now that said things to me about, well, you ain't worth that.
We didn't care where you were, we didn't care what you had done. We respected what you had done, but you had to prove yourself with us.
This isn't the Olympics.
that was the problems that came about, was because of that.
I think Vince doing that, he had put himself on the line for me, and it brought a lot of animosity between me and other wrestlers.
Mark Henry, he's giving it all he has here.
He's
against
gaining
3 men.
ground. He's gaining ground.
Can you believe the strength of this human being?
I think Mark at the time was in a weird crux in his life where he kind of still wanted to lift and wrestle, but because of injuries was not really able to.
Due to an untimely injury, Mark Henry failed to medal during the 1996 Olympics.
Should have won the Olympics, hand down. That bothers him a lot.
I'm the worst loser on earth when it comes to competition, and it was pretty damn hard for me.
Mark's luck would not improve in the months that followed as he transitioned into life in WWE.
Whoa. When you don't know what you're doing, you get hurt. I was just snake bit my first year. Broke my ankle. Had to have surgery on my knee. And then I had to have surgery on my other knee. Just like, what am I doing wrong?
Okay. Not bad, but I don't want you to put your feet over here. Take that knee. Feet are gonna hit you.
Most guys, when they come in, are awful, and they make terrible mistakes. They do stupid things. Mark was so good in what he had done, he just automatically came over and I think forgot that you have to start over at square one. I can't imagine how overwhelmed Mark was, but he realized it and realized that he had to do a lot of things to get to that level. And fortunately, Mark did.
Once people started to kind of help me out, I started to flourish.
The pure power of the man. Woo, I'm a legend in my own time, baby.
So all the fans want to know, Mark, when are you going to be back in the ring here in the WWF?
Well, it should be a week or so. You know, I'm trying to get back as soon as possible. You know, I see all this stuff going on without me, and it makes me hurt inside. I really need to get going.
Mark Henry returned to the ring in December of 1997, eager to prove he belonged on the big stage.
Mark Henry has rehabbed the ankle, has come back, got himself in great shape. He is still very inexperienced. He's going to make some rookie mistakes. There's no doubt about that. Don't look for any great finesse from Mark Henry. That is not his forte.
You could see potential there, but it was still just hard for him to translate and cross over. That kind of started changing after he joined the Nation.
We are the Nation of Domination. I'm Farouk, and this is the Nation of Domination. Nation of Domination.
When we started talking about me coming into the Nation, I was so excited because I love what they were doing already.
The Nation of Domination has taken over. They're a pack of dogs.
It was a group of guys that had this demeanor of, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I wanted to come in and be a valuable piece.
What is this? What? Mark Henry! What the hell is he doing? I don't believe this.
Mark Henry with a Nation of Domination t-shirt.
The Nation did give me a lot of confidence. Not only to feel like one of the boys, but man, I was under the learning tree in the Nation. And like, it was the best thing that could ever happen to me.
Go ahead and tell him, Mark. Now that I'm a member of the Nation.
You just hold it right there. You're not a member until I say you're a member. Then you can talk.
You've got veterans like Ron Simmons and Godfather. They critique you, everything you did. So on a nightly basis, they're telling you how to get better and better and better. And so Mark absorbed it like a sponge.
Outside of Vince, the hardest working person that I ever met in my life was The Rock. I don't think I would have been a Hall of Fame wrestler without Dwayne. He started helping me. He would be like, man, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Dwayne is one of the people that had an unbelievable influence on my career. Like, Mark, stick to yourself, do your own stuff. Like, just be you.
Mark's got a personality the size of Texas.
Look at the look on Mark Henry's face, a big smile. I wonder what that's all about.
Once he became comfortable in his own skin, allowing it to show, it was only a matter of time before it jumped out and then grabbed the world, which it did.
All I want is for me to you to go out on a nice dinner.
Huh?
No sex involved.
What?
I just want you.
Okay, Mark, I'll do it.
Whoa! China said she'll do it. She'll go out on a date with Mark Henry. I can't believe it. I don't believe it either. Look at Mark.
Anytime that you walk out on a ledge, that gives an added excitement to Vince.
And once you get out to the car, you know, it's like, driver, you know, open the door for China, you know.
We started doing vignettes and me trying to date her.
Just get this over with, Mark.
We're gonna have a good time. I mean, you'll be thanking me by the end of the night.
That was really like the first time people got to see Mark's personality outside of the ring.
All right. Here you go. What the hell is this? It's a hat.
And then to be there and to watch that and be part of it,
D-Lo?
No, that's not D-Lo.
those are things you can never forget.
Who wants some Perrier?
Yes, sir. Mark, it's Perrier.
Well, some of that too.
Vince said, look, I want you to go out there and I want you to try to make her laugh.
Oh, Al Green. Yeah.
Here we go. You got the mood now? Here we go.
And he put a lot of time behind it.
Okay, when you get down here, again, it's like you gotta feel.
So I had to come out of my shell, and it worked.
Not only is he the world's strongest man, that's right. He is 400 pounds of sexual chocolate. Woo-hoo-hoo! Take a look at him.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what.
Being in the car with D'Lo Brown, I said, man, I saw this movie last night, Coming to America. I'm gonna be sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate! I wanna have a good time. I think everybody else will have a good time.
The sexual chocolate character gave Mark a chance to show his personality.
I'm the kind of chocolate that melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
It's so cheesy, it's funny.
I think what we're gonna do now is make a nice hot fudge.
Oh. The sexual chocolate character to me was Mark Henry.
You like that?
That was Mark Henry being Mark Henry. That's why it worked.
Vince allowed me to be able to be an extension of myself and to have fun.
Woohoo! Yes!
Mark just wanted to go out and do the very best that he could do at whatever he was asked to do. So Mark didn't mind. Whatever they asked Mark to do, Mark was ready to go.
When a lot of guys would have just been like, no, I'm not doing that, Mark was like, give me more.
Baby, you ready yet?
Oh, sweetheart, here I am, your Valentine.
You're gonna get denture burns.
Oh, baby.
How could you not laugh? Here's this big 400-pound black guy soaked in sweat, you know? And there's Mae Young smoking on a cigar like she done wore his ass out.
Was all your sexual tension relieved now?
Oh, I'm so spent.
It may be juvenile humor, but I thought it was fantastic.
Vince would come up with stuff.
Edible undies. Isn't that right?
1 week after the next week after the next week.
I'm pregnant!
What? What did she just say?
And it was just trying to top each other, and it ended up building into something that made it historic. I asked Vince, so what does it mean? He said, it's a hand. And I went, yeah, no, but what is it? Does it signify something? Is there some kind of meaning? He said, it's a hand. And he just laughed like hysterically, and I was like, okay, he's lost it. It was the weirdest, craziest, most ridiculous thing that ever happened in my life.
Come on, let's give me a hand!
The competition at that point had probably never been higher.
You had the Attitude Era that people look back as the greatest era in professional wrestling history.
That was a loaded roster.
To get noticed was tough.
Just to get 5 minutes, you had to be doing your thing, and Sexual Chocolate would always carve out 5 or 10 minutes to show. It was great, man.
But despite Mark's on-screen success, the new millennium would bring new adversities for the world's strongest man.
I was becoming a little full of myself, and psychology-wise, I would do things that didn't make sense.
All hell's broken loose at the Davis Arena.
These guys are toe-to-toe. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen!
Who is that? My God, it's Mark Henry! Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry!
I went to Ohio Valley. First, I thought it was a discipline issue. Like, you need to go and get your head together and learn how to play with the other children. And I realized how much I didn't know.
I will prove to these people that Jim Cornette, these people, that D'Lo Brown will get the whooping that he'll never forget. But proving to D'Lo Brown himself that he will get the whooping, the beating, and the losing of his life.
Well, short and sweet from the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, who wants...
I was at a crossroad, you know, in between Sexual Chocolate and what was I gonna do next?
Sexual Chocolate was a great character, you know, but wasn't a presence.
I am the best lifter in the world. I am the best wrestler in the world. And if there ever is a challenge, I will take it.
He'd had some success, and I think Mark was looking for a way to repackage himself and kind of redefining his role as a character and as a strong man and who he wanted to be.
As Mark was struggling to reshape his on-screen persona, he experienced far greater challenges outside of the ring.
My mother passed away, and it was hard for me to focus on wrestling. Vince had told me, take as long as you needed to, because I know how close y'all were. And all I did was train and eat, train and eat. And that's how my mother knew me too. She knew me as a wrestler, but she was the one that bought the weights for me. And I took solace in that. And it didn't help none that people were calling me out. You know, it just ate at me. I'm in a time of mourning, and I got the current strongman talking about why is he calling himself the world's strongest man? That I shouldn't call myself that because I don't compete against them. Them bastards knew that I was the Michael Jordan of lifting. I quit lifting in my prime because I wanted to, because I had no competition. For the first time in my life, I think that I really had some hate. And I called Vince and I told him, I was like, listen, I'm a little bit pissed. And he said, Mark, you don't have to prove nothing. You've proved everything. And I'm like, I'm not happy with that. I want to go and compete against them, and then I can prove again that I'm the strongest man in the world. And Vince said, well, I'm gonna let you know now. If you want to do it, I'll let you do it. But I just want to let you know that there's no place for the second strongest man. And I was like, like, really? Like, I was all excited to go and kick somebody's butt, and now it's real. If I lose, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm not gonna be a viable commodity anymore. And that was the beginning of the end for everybody that was in strongman.
Mark Henry is leaving Ohio Valley Wrestling to begin training in Texas right away to compete in the World's Strongest Man competition.
Went to the Texas Powerlifting Championships, won the World Championships, and then qualified for the Arnold Classic, World's Strongest Man.
This gentleman works as a professional wrestler for the World Wrestling Federation, many times national champion in weightlifting and American record holder, world powerlifting champion in 1995 in the super heavyweight class, holder of the world record deadlift of 903 pounds, Mark Henry.
I've lost one powerlifting competition my whole career, but I've never competed in the strongman shows, so I've always viewed myself as being the world's strongest man. Now I get a chance to prove.
2002's inaugural Arnold Classic Strongman competition began with a daunting task: the Apollon Wheels.
A lot of those lifts are very dangerous. I would assume you'd have to train somewhat for it, but apparently you don't have to if you're Mark Henry. And what, do you spend 3 months? I don't even think he spent a full 4 months.
Since its creation over 100 years earlier, only 3 men in history had ever been able to successfully lift the nearly 366-pound apparatus.
Now 4 men in history to take this thing overhead. Mr. Mark Henry to try it again.
Fueled by the fear of failure, Mark would set the tone for the weekend.
Down. 2 times by Mark Henry, breaking history.
And set a world record in the process.
3 times, Mark Henry with the Apollon Wheels, 365 pounds.
You can't tell Mark he's not something or he can't do something.
Such an incredible feat of strength as we've never seen before.
You could see the fuel and the fire in Mark's eyes. I'll show everybody I am what I say I am.
Go, run!
What's time?
I'm sure you're in the middle of the pack. You got bogged down at the front.
Right now, I'm currently 2 points in the lead in first place. Without getting emotionally wrapped up right now, my mother passed away 6 months ago. And on my wrist, I wear my mom.
He has dedicated this performance to his mother. He feels that she's watching him, she's with him.
Mark was saying, Mom, I'm gonna show you. Now you got the best seat in the house, you can watch all the stuff I can do. And I'm gonna do this because of you and with you.
Stay in first.
You gotta do it in under 20 seconds.
I gotta do it under 20 seconds.
We came back for one thing, to show you all who the world's strongest man really is. Come on now, go to work.
This is our final competitor.
Finish this thing. All you got. Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go. Get that damn win. Hustle, let's go. Hustle, let's go. Work, work. Get down, get down, get down, get down. Hell yeah.
You're looking at the strongest man, Mark Henry from Texas.
Winning is just overwhelming. I mean, I'm as happy as I've ever been. Competing with those guys, man, it really means something because they've been world's strongest men for the last 7 years. But I proved myself today.
I told you when I was 18 years old, am I strong enough to be in one of your movies? And you said, how much did you lift? And I said, 740. He said, not yet. Well, I'm the strongest man in the world now.
I know. You know something? I watched the last year bench press,
which was extraordinary. And also this year, I mean, it's really unbelievable what you can do. So it just shows you where the will there's a way. And I'm very proud of you.
I was on CPR, man, during that time, and me winning and becoming the world's strongest man again gave me new life.
I don't back down from challenges. People told me I sucked as a wrestler. What I was before is not relevant. That's what I'm talking about. And everybody's gonna get a chance to see what Mark Henry is now. Still the man.
Making his return to the World Wrestling Federation, the newly crowned World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry!
He never was not the world's strongest man, but now he had that quote-unquote title to prove it. But in his mind, he knew what he was from day one.
It was more than helpful for me to become the world's strongest man again. And for me to, the terms, get your swagger back.
It's not just a nickname. It's not a moniker. He truly is the world's strongest man.
There's 6 billion people on this planet. Mark Henry is the strongest. It's certified. He won it. It wasn't given to him.
Look at this.
It was a level of confidence that I had never had in my career.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
I think Mark figured out just how tough and just how strong he was.
Mark Henry has just been on this path of destruction as of late.
I think people were a little bit scared. You know, people look and go, this guy is legitimately the world's strongest man. He could break someone's bones in there, and it looks like he's trying to do it.
Mark Henry, a human demolition machine. What the hell? Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm insane, in the brain, out of control. Animalistic behavior, carnivore. Out of this world, see your heat like a predator. Ready to strike, got you in my sight, hit the floor. I'm about to crush you.
When you stand across from the world's strongest man, bones get broken. That is what I do!
This is a different Mark Henry we're dealing with now. Mark Henry makes history! Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, is now the new ECW champion.
Mark, all of a sudden that light switch went on, and you could see it coming for a couple of years.
Literally, like, he went from the happy guy who, you know, would win a few, lose a few, to a guy who just was decimating everybody.
Everybody wants to be that entertaining character. It's fun to play, but eventually you want to be a main event guy. You want to be the guy who closes the show. And Mark Henry, I think there was a real void in Mark's career until that run.
Mark Henry's on a roll like I've never seen in sports entertainment or sports, period.
Watching Mark leading up to that run was some of the best work that I've ever seen him do in the ring.
He puts a lot of pressure on himself, a lot of pressure, because Mark has a really strong desire to do well, to perform well, to exceed people's expectations.
I've been doubted my whole life, and it was hard for me to go 15 years of being a good talent, but not being a great talent. And during that time, I was on a run where it was hatred.
I ain't done yet. I got a long way to go.
I was angry, and it was real.
I don't get no respect. Ain't nobody gonna get no peace around here as long as I'm doing this.
I just felt underappreciated, and I wanted people to know it, and this was my time to tell them.
A lot of them think that because I've been with this company for 15 years, that my best years are behind me. My whole career has led me to this point.
The following contest is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Randy Orton, the World Heavyweight Champion versus the World's Strongest Man. Will Mark Henry's 15-year dream be fulfilled? Tonight we shall see.
It was September 22nd, 1996. 15 years almost to the day that Mark Henry debuted in the WWE.
You only get one chance to be great in this business, Mark Henry's gonna have to take it tonight.
And here we go, and there's the power of the world's strongest man. Mark Henry continuing to inflict pain on the champion.
All day long!
Mark Henry is the world champion! The 15-year odyssey is over.
It's just like an overwhelming feeling of accomplishment. And I remember standing, holding the title up, and I almost forgot that I was in the ring. It was like I was a little kid in my room holding a toy title up, and I was looking in the mirror at myself, and it was just me as a little kid doing it. And that was like my fulfilling moment in wrestling.
I was very happy for him. It's like watching your best friend out there becoming everything he wanted to be. Everything we sat down in the hotel room or on the highway talking about he wanted to do, I was watching him do it. And it was so gratifying.
That World Heavyweight Championship at that time was very important to Mark through the struggles that he had, the injuries that he had to come back from.
You're like a Timex watch. You just keep ticking. I don't know how many times we put you back together.
I thought it was awesome. And I was very happy for Mark because I knew he'd worked a long time to get it.
At that time, I had been out of competitive sports enough that I was inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. Man, Mark Henry, you did something with your life. And at that point, I wanted everybody to know that this is not the Hall of Fame that you're getting inducted into. You're going to get inducted into the Hall of Pain.
The Hall of Pain is getting really, really crowded.
Coming up with the Hall of Pain was one of my trademark moments.
Catching Kane, look at the strike! Oh, strongest slam!
I took a lot of pride in becoming the champion.
The world champion's not done yet!
That's what I do!
Along this path of destruction, Mark had solidified himself as a monstrous main event superstar in WWE.
Look out! Oh my Lord!
You gotta be kidding me!
But his mean streak was a far cry from his true calling outside the ring. Helping others as one of the company's global ambassadors.
Mark Henry has definitely been a credit to this business far beyond anything you've seen on TV. Whether it should be a star stuff, your Special Olympics.
On behalf of the WWE, good luck to the athletes, and let the games begin!
You have someone like Mark Henry, who is a larger-than-life personality, who is extremely personable. That's the type of person you want flagship in your company. Because you can't help but love the guy. You get in a room with him, you can't help but love him.
I love you. Thank you guys. High five, high five, high five.
Just to be an ambassador for a company that's done a lot for me, I feel like I'm actually giving back to the company, and I enjoy it.
I kind of like this. I ain't used to this. If you're going to play in the major leagues, you're going to have to.
He's one of the most caring guys you'll ever meet. When he walks into the building, he's always got a smile on his face. He's always the first to greet everybody and talk to everybody.
I'm not sure how you could pick a better ambassador for our company than Mark Henry. You know, he was world's strongest man twice. He was a world heavyweight champion. He's a good role model.
Y'all mind if I come down there with y'all? Be a star is showing tolerance and respect. Respect should be first, in my opinion. And I hope that every last one of you respect each other.
I want them to see me and go, hey, I want to be like him when I grow up. It's more of an influence thing. It's kind of been my plight in sports from the beginning. I always tried to be the big brother type. I needed to be one of those people that was there holding their hand and letting them know that we understand. And that's because I care.
So when you gonna be able to come back wrestling?
I don't know, man. I might not be able to.
Not be able to?
We'll see. hope for the best.
This business isn't easy. It's definitely not easy on bigger guys. It's not so much the work in the ring, it's folding up in a car 300-400 miles a night, crappy hotel beds, crappy flights. A lot of that stuff takes its toll.
I had told my family that I was hurt, I was beat up. I wanted to take some time to heal, and I didn't think that I was ever gonna get that opportunity to.
I mean, rumors have been running rampant over the past 24 hours that Mark Henry is here tonight to retire.
I don't think that was a rumor. Those are his boots he's putting down.
For months, I told people it's over, I'm done, can't do this no more. It's real.
John, I want you to stay. It's something I want to tell you. I want to tell the boys and the girls in the back, and all of y'all.
Mark had texted me earlier today and go, man, make sure you watch Raw tonight. I got an announcement. So I'm like, Mark never texts me, so I tune in.
I respect everybody that loves this business. I respect all the people that work for this company because I know how difficult it is.
I'm at home watching TV, crying like a damn baby. You know, I leave him this long-ass text message while he's right in the ring. You son of a bitch, I'm sitting here crying, I'm happy for you. You know, we got much more miles, I thought, down the road together, but if you needed to retire, I respect that.
Which leads me to the reason that I'm out here, to formally retire from the active roster. A small town, Silsbee, Texas boy done proud.
In my heart of hearts, I knew that this was really my retirement speech. I just wasn't gonna retire.
Oh my God!
He got me. He got me. And then the next text was a big capital F-U, so, because he got me.
I reacted just like everybody else. You son of a bitch!
I got a lot left in the tank!
I had prepared myself to actually retire for real. I went in Vince's office and I said, man, I think it's over. My body's beat up, my kids cry when I leave.
That's what I do!
If you ever meet Vince and you haven't had a conversation with him, more than 5 minutes, he gonna get you to do whatever he wants you to do. It's ridiculous. And I left his office with a 5-year deal. I was like, I'm a wrestler, I'm gonna die in the ring.
In the years that followed, Mark continued to compete as a powerful and imposing force in WWE.
And now the world's strongest slam!
That's what I do! That's what you do! That's what I'm talking about!
This small-town kid from Silsbee, Texas, who struggled so mightily early on in his career, would eventually wind up earning sports entertainment's highest honor.
Man, I wrestled in this building probably 50 times, at least 40.
Becoming a Hall of Famer was me being accepted by my peers, and you're in a special brotherhood. It was just a strong sense of belonging.
It's home, man.
Man, he's right. He's right.
I'm gonna be crying like a little baby up in here, man.
You will.
I'm emotional now. I can't imagine like when I get up there and I address everybody and I mean the tears just gonna start rolling. I mean it's just a badge of honor. It just says something about you, not just your wrestling ability, but your character and you know, I'm proud of that.
I'm late. I heard they were calling me.
Yeah, they were.
Did I miss my spot?
I cried when Mark called me and told me he was going to the Hall of Fame and wanted me to induct him. I was so honored that he picked me out of all the people that he could have asked.
You excited?
Yeah.
Good. You should be. You earned it. Just think now you're going to get a ring.
And jewelry. You know, like my wife is like, well, if you're gonna wear that
Don't fall for that
ring,
trap.
you gotta wear a wedding ring too.
Yeah, lose a bunch of weight so your wedding ring don't fit. That's what I did.
That night was one of the biggest nights of his life. That meant a lot to him. The highest honor he could achieve is to be recognized worthy enough to be in the Hall of Fame.
Is that echo?
Stop! Oh.
I love you, man. Get over it.
Thank you, Paul. You've been like a brother to me, and it's been a great ride. And if you ever kiss me again, I will break my foot off in your ass. I'm gonna put my tux on right here in front of everybody. Ah, yes. Does it recline? Oh no. Pull your seat out, man. Get us, come on over here and relax with me. It's got a recline on the side. There you go. Yeah, you a celebrity.
Yep, I'm a celebrity hanging with the big celebrities, like you.
I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. Oh, we gotta go live. We gotta go live since you're a live guy.
Who got my phone?
What's going on? Here I am, live. Introduce yourself.
With Jarius Robertson.
People getting a warrior boy because he persevered. He did it big, as I say on my channel.
Yep.
Did it big?
I think I blew up the world.
My man, you see what I'm saying? Just charismatic, confident. All right, brother, I'm gonna see you in a little while.
See you later, Mark.
We're gonna find the food. Meet me at the...
It's over here, I found it.
Meet me in the catering.
To me, it would be an injustice if Mark didn't go in the Hall of Fame. What he's done in this business and how he's handled himself outside the ring. This is the kind of guy you want.
You gotta smile. You know you gotta smile.
Mark Henry loved this business, loves contributing to this business.
Congratulations. Try this one on. See if we got one big enough for you. You lost weight. Look at that.
Like he couldn't look at that ring without getting emotional over it. He earned it.
I can't express to you all how truly humbled and honored I am to introduce my friend, my brother from another mother, Mark Henry!
Today, I am humbled. Thank you. It's been a great, great ride. Since I've been with the company, I'm very proud of what the WWE has done to foster diversity, whether via gender, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, age, physical ability, political beliefs, or religious ideologies. This planet is a melting pot, and the future will be brighter and is brighter and dependent on every one of us living as one. When you get out there in front of people, it was way different than just doing it back here.
It's sexual, baby.
But every place that I wanted to put a punctuation on, it worked. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Looky here, Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie, you remember that time we danced? So what's going on with you? Are you married or anything? That don't matter to sexual chocolate. Yeah. To be celebrated was awesome. But I tried to do a good balance of being respectful and thanking people. I think about all those people that inspired me and supported me and believed in me. My mother, Barbara Jean Young, Dr. Jen and Terry Todd, and to my little girl, Joanna, my beautiful wife, Jana, my son, Jacob, who's over there dressed up like me. I know I wasn't at home as often as I would have liked to, but I was doing that so you could have more than I had. Before I go, there's just one more thing I need to do. Some of y'all might think that I have a lot left in the tank. And you're right. No, I'm just playing, y'all, I'm just playing. But regardless, guys, I'm forever thankful and proudly accept my place in the WWE Hall of Fame. Because that's what I do. Love you, brother.
How does that feel? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. Closure's what you need.
So you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna give me a hug. Don't hug me. Don't hug me. Don't kiss me.
It's very honorable to be in that group. It's not a big room.
Good, perfect.
And to be one of those is special.
Look, I never used my Kleenex. I took Kleenex and I never used it.
Why not? Mark and I have been friends for a long time. I know how important Hall of Fame is for Mark. I know how hard he's worked in this business and how he's fought for respect. It means everything.
Thank you, man.
Great speech.
It validates me. It's like saying, hey, this is one of our elite. This is beyond our elite. This is, this is our Hall of Fame guy. It was a great night. I used to put people in the Hall of Pain. Now I'm in the Hall of Fame. You see the pictures of me in here? And there's one over here. This is the largest physical culture library in the world. Everything from golf marbles to tiddlywinks. If you were the best in the world at it, you're in this library. You see that there's strong men that were wrestlers. My children will be my legacy. I can already see the similarities, strength, ambition, the intelligence, the compassion for other people, and the fact that I always wanted to make the people around me proud. And my kids are doing the same thing. It's my way of living on. It's my way of living when I'm gone. Now, I don't know if you saw the naked power and amazing grace.
Oh my goodness, no. No, I can't. I can't, no.
No, look.
I'm telling myself, if I ever get famous, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, everybody take nude photos.
Not me.
there's no reason for me to be sitting where I'm sitting right now. There's no reason. A kid from Silsbee who nobody ever expected to do the things that I've done.
Come on, let's do it now. Come on, Mark.
It was divine. It was supposed to happen. And I'm glad that I had the drive to do it.
The world's strongest man and United States Olympian, Mark Henry.
Mark had to learn on worldwide television. That's a hard thing to do.
He is still very inexperienced. He's going to make some rookie mistakes.
Hard work. Dedication.
Mark Henry.
What more could you ask for in a person?
Mark had to identify himself as an African-American athlete in this business that really isn't known for African-American stars.
This is a defining moment for Mark Henry.
He's shown that we can belong. We can be world champions.
I'd like to welcome all of you to the Hall of Fame.
Mark Henry created inspiration for other athletes.
Come on now, push yourself. When you mess up, and you're gonna mess up, how do you fix it? When your head goes, this needs to touch, right there.
One of the things that Mark should inspire the younger talent to see that it's okay to be a big star, but don't forget where you came from.
Our big boy from Silsbee, Texas.
It's a hard life, but it's worth it.
For over 20 years, Mark Henry left an everlasting impact in sports entertainment.
Oh, I'm so spent.
Look at that! He did it! Mark Henry did it! The strongest man in the world! Oh, my Lord!
And he will forever be known as the world's strongest man.